starts with the crossfire top right position for Complexity Gaming, former TSL player. We have our first turn of the day. It is
Complexity Heart.
It is Hart in the red color. He's been playing pretty well lately. Has a 50% win ratio in the mirror match, Terran versus Terran. A win against Bomber in the GSL Code A comes to mind recently. And his opponent at the bottom left in the blue colors is none other than our MVP player.
MVP Keen.
Now, remember, this is actually Keen's worst matchup by far. He has got about 37% win rate against Korean Terrans. And Hart beat Bomber, but he did beat him with unorthodox play. And that's why I say if Keen can win this match, he overcomes this mental hump to where he's like, alright, I've got my first win in this group. I am a Code S player. I can do this. But this will be his hardest challenge, I think. Perhaps this and when he has to play against Squirtle, but this should be pretty tough.
Yeah, it definitely will be. And with Hart, it's actually really interesting because I've been... well, the GOMHouse Major was training like crazy for his Code A qualifier games, and one of the matchups that he was the most confident in was his mirror matchup. He was just so good in TVT, and the day before the Code A qualifier, he played like 10 games against Hart, and he lost like most of them. So suddenly he was in a position where he said, I can't win against this guy. I don't know how. He just plays so weird, and I can't win a single game against Hart. He completely annihilates me on Belcher Beach, and I don't know what to do. So we will see if that's something that Hart can show against Keen as well, who's obviously a stronger opponent. But this is going to be very, very interesting to see what exactly Hart is going to do against Keen.
Just going to deny this SCB scout here. Keen trying to get some information. Hart took his gas a little bit later than Keen, not significantly later, but you can see, I mean, he's about 70 gas behind, so his factory, when he does get it, is going to be late, so he's not getting a factory, and in fact is getting a tech lab. Now, I like this, a Reaper expand with this gas timing really makes sense. Get the later gas, then you can get your command center a little bit faster, plus still manage to get the Reapers out in time to secure it and scout your opponent. I really like this.
Keen is going for a second gas now. He builds his factory, goes for the second gas, so we're probably going to see some Banshees in the game.
Yeah, and Banshee play against the Reaper expand can work really well. It all depends on the timings of Hart. Can he start his stim immediately? And if he does not have stim when the Banshees arrive, it's going to be almost impossible, especially with cloaking.
Yeah, this is going to be very interesting. I'm actually excited to see what Hart is going to do, how well he's going to defend against this. It's not going to be easy. And oh, here comes the reactor for the factory.
Yeah, that's... well, no, there's a tech. I was going to say, that would be weird.
Yeah, that would definitely be weird. But
he's almost basically doing a Cloak Banshee TVP-esque type build.
Yeah.
How he's doing this. Just going to get the extra Marines out with the reactor. Not planning on expanding with this anytime soon. The Reaper is going to sneak around the watchtower, so Keen will not be able to see this Reaper approaching. He may be able to do a little bit of damage with it. Actually, there's an SCV on the right side of the map, which will spot this, perhaps. Oh! Sees it!
Hello there.
So now he'll be able to position his Marines to block the Reaper. Even so, with only 2 Marines out right now,
he's like, look what the cat dragged in.
Yep. Oh, he's going to have that high ground advantage. He should be able to deny this. For sure. Oh! 2 hit points left.
That was close.
And the heart of the swarm, that Reaper would regenerate health. So excited about that beta coming out soon. So excited. Just wanted to mention that.
Yeah, probably everyone plays StarCraft is. Here's the expansion now for Keen as well, and of course the Banshee that we talked about. The Stimmer will not quite be ready, but it's on its way.
No cloaking, so he's just going for the Banshee. He's got a ton of gas banked
Yeah,
up.
exactly. I was just about to mention it, that we have a lot of gas for Keen, but he refuses to get cloaked. He doesn't start any upgrades in order to just fake it, so we don't see the Crucis reactor.
Yeah, he's been scanned, and the gas here, the surplus of gas, is just going to be to get his Siege Tank and Viking production up after this Banshee by the looks of things. He's actually starting a Raven as well, just to be super safe. Getting a Raven is kind of a weird choice, considering his opponent went for a Reaper expand, and he knows that, but it's just something that can be useful through all stages of the game.
We saw some delayed Cloak Banshee timings, but you are completely right. With the Reaper expand, it's kind of unlikely that there will be Cloak Banshees in the game. Let's see how good his micro is. Can he actually take down those Marines with a little bit of micro? He might be able to pull it off. Nah, not quite.
Yeah, his micro is not quite good enough, or at least he doesn't feel comfortable with it. He doesn't know if Stim's about to finish, which it is, so smart choice for him to pull back. He's going to now target down an SCV and get out.
Trying to figure out if he should take it down another one.
Hey, Keen's micro not being the best today. There we go. That's a lot better.
Oh, we're
He's
talking.
back into the bunker.
He's actually not doing too bad. He's
Nice.
sniping it.
Stim
Wow.
is done, but he doesn't use it.
14 hit points and retreating with 5 kills. That Banshee did a good job after all in the end.
Yeah, I feel if Hart had really wanted to punish him, he could have, but he decided not to use the stim. I think he thought maybe that was even what Keen wanted him to do, with how aggressive he was being there. Now, Keen has a pretty nice siege tech timing attack. He's actually got 2 tanks out.
Yeah.
Siege mode's going to finish on his way to his opponent's base while he expands. So even though the Banshee wasn't able to do that much damage to the Marine count, his opponent just has no way of dealing with this. Nothing.
There's
He's got
no
no
tech,
factory
nothing at all.
whatsoever. Yeah, nothing. He's got pure Marines right now. His combat shield upgrade isn't even done. It's not going to be done by the time this attack hits, so this is a really nice time by Keen. Even has the Raven to do some extra damage with auto turrets. He's looking really scary.
And the thing is that Keen now, he does not have any... I don't like that he did not repair the Banshee.
Yeah, I really don't like that. That's really odd. He is repairing it now.
Okay, finally, there it is. But yeah, the bunker won't survive, and I'm not quite sure if Hart is going to survive this.
I don't think he will. He's actually done such a weird build. He's gone Reaper expanded to pure Marine. Uh-oh, Banshee's gonna fly into a turret. Oh, Keen just not on top of his Banshee control today. We're seeing Keen do almost literally a TVP build. Oh, he's actually going to go for it. He stims. That's the one advantage he does have. The auto turret's adding some extra DPS. Another tank sieging here, and it looks like he barely does not break. Wow.
Oh wow, the auto turrets really helped him with that. 59 supply against 56 now, but still regarding the harvester count, we have 38 to 34 in favor of Keen. Keen needs more Marines though in order to support this.
Yeah, he's adding some additional barracks to follow this up. He's rallying tanks and Banshees across the map, and I'm so serious when I say this, man. This looks like a TVP build for this map.
The thing is that he needs to get into a position with his tanks where he can actually do some damage, and right now he only has 1 siege tank left at the location.
Yeah, he's got now a second one, and a third one is about to pop out of the factory. And with those additional barracks he's adding, he should be able to rally things. And he's got double tech labs going down those barracks so he can get stim and combat shields.
I like the pressure that he's putting up now. The problem is that in this position he's not doing any immediate danger to the expansion. Now with the auto turret, that's something that Hart has to get rid of.
It's a cute idea. It's not quite in range of the siege tanks, though.
Yeah, he uses the Marauders, and therefore no problem.
That was a good idea. The Raven with 6 kills total.
Yep.
Uh-oh, this SCP. A little too close.
And here's another Banshee, but well...
Oh, he needs to hold position that away from the turret. There we go. Oh, he forced the stim and gets a siege tank volley off. Oh no, Hart taking a lot of unnecessary hits here. Keen outclassing him.
Yeah, Keen is definitely being really aggressive about this. And still Hart with a lot of Marines, very Marine-heavy army.
Yeah, he's making a reactor on his factory now. His starport's about finished. He's going to get medevacs out rather than siege tanks, so that's what he's going to be spending his gas on, which makes sense. It's just still going to be so hard to break this contain with only bio. He's getting some Marauders out. Kills. Yeah, this is a nice position here.
Taking down 3 Marines.
Yeah,
nice.
That brings the Ravens kill up to 11 there.
Yeah, there was one cool Raven. 102 supply against 91, and we have now 54 harvesters for Keen against 45. So
the Marine
he's
count
doing a really good job.
The Marine count evens up as well now, 24 to 26, slightly in Hart's favor. And the upgrades, of course, just now finishing for Keen. He's got his stim about to finish, his combat shields just finished for his Marines.
He needs more tanks in this location. He needs to put some immediate pressure onto the expansion, or at least at the SCVs.
Oh, look at this. He's going to try to catch some reinforcements with Marines in the middle of the map. That's pretty smart.
Trying to catch the SCVs.
He's actually kept so many units at home.
It's too many.
It may be, because now he's going to lose this position here. But at the very least, he's actually forced his opponent to engage this cost inefficiently, forced a lot of stims, and his opponent never knew until that moment where he ran the Marines around. He was like, oh, so you're not reinforcing this, but it was so scary. It was a smart move by Keen because his opponent does not know how many siege tanks are at the top of that ramp unless he scans. Now some more harassment here. I love the amount of pressure he's putting on.
Yeah, wow, now even attacking the medibag and forcing it back, I like it.
In the main base, an auto turret is dropped to harass as well. But he's going to kill more Marines.
To tell you the truth, Wolf, given that if he would have reinforced the army on the high ground, I think that Hart's attempt to break the contain would have failed so miserably with 2 or 3 tanks on the high ground and another one on the back. the whole army of Hart would have just been obliterated.
I agree.
He was afraid of drop play, I think.
If Hart realizes, though, that all of the units are there, because exactly, that's the drop play, because he knows the medevacs are out, if Hart sees, oh, your army's all here, then he does massive drops and cannot defend. Keen would not be able to defend. This drop by Keen should be cleaned up. He does manage to drop all of the units out, but it's not a very effective trade here.
The one thing that Hart is really going for him is the upgrades.
Yeah.
He's already on 1-1, he's researching +2/+2. That's something that Keen did not do so far, and the major advantage of Hart in this game.
Absolutely. That's one thing he can try to do to get ahead, because in the Marine versus Marine battles, it's going to be no contest who's ahead, and 2-2 is actually about to finish for Hart before even +1 will be done for Keen. That's going to be a really scary moment. 2-2 Marines against 0-0 Marines.
Yeah.
And Keen actually sending a small Marine attack squad across the map, and this is what we're going to see. We're going to see this battle engage. He just has a better Marine count.
Realize it. Oh! Hart didn't get that at all. He was completely unaware of what was happening.
Totally blindside. He's going to lose his command center or all of his SCVs, or perhaps even both.
Oh, this is brutal. He's trying to go back and save it, but too many SCVs have already been killed. He is taking down everything finally, but 40 workers have been annihilated. This is insane.
The worker count 61 to 35 at this point. Another drop going off of the main. Yeah,
Hart is all in here.
Hart has, this is his last moment here. He's got purely bio. Uh-oh, he's going to catch him on siege, though. He has too few hit points on these units. They stim too many times.
He doesn't even siege up. He knows fully well that he can take him down without the siege mode. Then it's even a better choice. The Mana Mules called down as well. Keen with 130 supply. Hart is not going to take this.
No, he's not. This game is over. Twice the supply. Moving in, he's now just going to continue the contain that he started at the beginning of this game. So much more heavily this time, though, with this many siege tanks. The command center trying to lift away. Even if he escapes, he's just going to lose too much. And to be quite frank, this game is over. Yeah, it definitely is. There's no way that Hart can bounce back.
Keen takes the game. It's the first game in the group.
A much safer game by Keen than by Hart. Better composition, and overall better reactions, I feel. More map aware. The only thing I could really criticize in Keen's play was he played perhaps at some points in the game too safely, and his Banshee control was not perfect. Those were some of the things I would criticize, but otherwise, his play was pretty good in that game.
Yeah, played quite well. I'm really looking forward to the next games that we are going to witness very, very soon. And we already have the next invite, so one game after another, back-to-back. I love it. And we'll see another game of Yu-Gi-Oh! Now.
Yeah, it's going to be our first ZVZ. It's going to be Yu-Gi-Oh! Versus Pung Pung, and the map is going to be dual site. So it's a pretty small map, and ZVZ can be quite scary on this map. Sometimes you see a lot of lingering Baneling play. You know, players are really reluctant to go up to that Roach. Mutalist play can happen on this map, but it's not the best map for Mutalists because you don't really gain any sort of advantage with having the air mobility, because there's no way to really avoid walking in the same distance for air as the same distance for ground. So
you can take a lot of gambles on this map. You can start with a very early hatch. You can start, for example, try to take the risk to take a hatch first. Yeah. If your opponent starts with an early pool, you are in a really, really tough spot. So a lot of stuff that we could see by those players. I have no idea if they actually meet in ladder a lot. So if they do, they might try to go for some kind of mind games. And yeah, we'll see probably very, very interesting ZVZ on dual side.
Yeah, I'm really curious to see how this one's going to play out. I feel that the player who will play the most safe and standard in this case will be Pung Pung. I do not think Yu-Gi-Oh! Will be the one to just kind of sit back. He's going to be the one who's rolling Banelings and trying to be aggressive. Especially considering, I mean, Sella did give us the information he has not been practicing a lot this week. So if that's the case, and we saw some awesome play against Squirtle, but in ZVZ, I wonder what his plan is. And look at that guy over there on the left side. Have you noticed he got a new hairstyle? He looks actually so different. He looks, actually, I really like this. I think he looks better this way. It makes his face just look so much more standoutish. It's just, it's amazing, man. New haircut, and Boom Boom's ready to go.
Yeah, definitely is ready to go. And, well, you have another fact for your hairstyle fact collection.
Yeah, man, look at that. His hairstyle is completely different. I'm sure I'm not the only one who knows this, but I would notice that. Yu-Gi-Oh's hair is exactly the same, really suits him. And something else to note, actually, is that before Pung Pung got his haircut, his facial structure and his haircut looked very similar to Yu-Gi-Oh! So he had to differentiate himself here. Anyway, we're going to see how these builds differentiate themselves. The game has started. It's Boong Boong against Yu-Gi-Oh! Yu-Gi-Oh! Down a game. We'll see if he can tie up his score at 1-1. Here are the GSL up and downs.